Hello, I did a video recently in which I got beef mince from some well-known supermarkets and weighed them. I know, sounds riveting, doesn't it? But I wanted to see how much weight differed compared to what they advertise it going to weigh, compared to what it actually did weigh, and then what it would weigh post-cooking. So I took beef mince from Asda, Aldi, Sainsbury's, Tesco, Waitrose, Morrison's, 500-gram packs, and there was surprisingly some discrepancies. If you haven't seen that video, I would suggest going back and watching it now, but if you don't have time or can't be bothered, let me just sum it up for you. Some of the more expensive supermarkets actually weigh less than it advertised. Some of the others a little bit more. So that was interesting, but what was really interesting was how much weight was actually lost post-cooking, because we know the weight on the packet is the pre-cooking weight, and it actually turned out that all of those beef minces lost an average of 26.46% of their weight. From their 500 grams to their post-cooking weight was over a quarter, and some of them was a lot more than others. Again, the more expensive ones seem to lose more. So yeah, something didn't quite add up there, but I wanted to see if the same would apply for some cheeseburgers, essentially. And why not start with the king of all burgers, or should that be the clown of all burgers, McDonald's? Because thankfully with McDonald's, we know with some of their burgers how much they bloody weigh, because it says there right on the name. So a quarter of a pound, I've done the maths right here, is 113.4 grams. So the pre-cooking weight, a quarter of a pound, is 113.4 grams. So we can see how much it's actually going to weigh post-cooking. So in theory, if it does lose the same average amount as the beef mince from the supermarkets, the quarter pounder burgers should actually weigh 83.39 grams currently. So it's going to be interesting to see whether or not that's true. So enough of me waffling on. It's time to get the scales out and do some weighing. Right, we have the trusty scales here. Let's put a plate on there and reset it to 0 so we get a fair weighing. Here we go with our first double quarter pounder with cheese. And as you can see here, I've done some modifications. They probably thought I was really weird by doing this, but I've effectively taken... Oh, great start. We've got a broken one. Brilliant stuff. So I've got no cheese, no sauce, no salad on this burger because I didn't want to have to bother scraping those off and potentially skewing the results at all. So here we have 2 quarter pounders, aka 2 113.4 gram burgers pre-cooking. So in theory, as we've already said, if these do shrink at sort of what we could expect compared to the supermarket beef mince, these should weigh at very least 83.39 grams each, because obviously this is a double, so there are 2 in there. So let's make sure you're fair at 0. Let's start with the first one. 76. Ooh, interesting. Right, let me get my crafty pen out. Don't know why it's crafty. 76 grams. That is quite a bit of difference there. Let's pop you off. Let's put the broken one on there. 78 grams. Interesting. And let's get you off and there. Obviously, to make it fair, I've bought a bloody another one. So let's crack the first one out. This one's intact. So you weigh also 78 grams. Let's get you there and on there. 79. That's the heaviest one. So from the lightest to the heaviest, there's actually 3 gram difference. So why would that be? Because surely they should be losing weight at an equal value. So 4 quarter pounder burgers from McDonald's weighing 76 grams, 78 grams, 78 grams, and 79 grams. Which is interesting because this one lost 30.3% of its weight. These 2 lost 31.2% of their weight, and this one lost 33 33% of its pre-cooking weight, which is a third. And I know it's going to weigh less, but as we know from my supermarket beef mince video, beef tends to lose an average of 26.46%. So where's that extra percentage going? Why? Is the actual fat content of the original beef mince higher? Is there more water weight in there? Is there something else going on? I really don't know. I'm not here to speculate as to why. I'm just here to tell you that this is the case. And it's not like it's a one-off either. This is 4 burgers. So on average, these have lost 31.42% of their original pre-cooking weight, which is massive, at least compared to the supermarket beef mince. Where is that extra weight going? How much fat is coming out during the process of cooking? There is some questions here. There are some questions which I don't know the answer to. Maybe you do in the comments. Are there any McDonald's members of staff that can tell us how much fat comes out of a burger during the cooking process? But that's a quarter pounder, isn't it? So we can put these to one side for now, because obviously McDonald's do different burgers, don't they? They do a really famous burger, in fact, called a Big Mac. A Big Mac burger. And yes, I can't get it open. Oh God, it's gone everywhere. You can see I've got these plain as well, so it looks a bit sad. The burger doesn't even cover the bread. At least it does on the old quarter pounder there. Quite a lot different, actually. So yes, I have some beef patties from a Big Mac. Not 1, but 2. So we have 4 of these bad boys to weigh as well. So let's put you here, out of the way of the bread. Oh, that one's folded. That's nice. Out of the way, so you're not in the way, and get you set up and get you weighed. So the pre-cooking weight of a McDonald's Big Mac is actually 45 grams, and that is according to the McDonald's UK website. So one of these patties, before you put it on the old griddle, flames, however they cook them, weighs 45 grams. So in theory, if these burgers lose 26.46% of their weight, which we could expect based on my last video, we can expect these burgers to weigh around 33.1 grams now that they've been cooked. Will they? Dunno. But I've got my old scale set to 0. Let's try and weigh them. 27, okay. 27 grams for the bent one. And the next one, 28. Let's get you over there. And the next one, 29. At least we're going up. That's good. Is this one going to be 30? Also 28 grams. So, obviously, they're all below 33 as well. Right, quick bit of maths, and then I'll come back. Well, 4 Big Mac cooked patties. I've done the math, and the results are quite interesting. So these two came in at 28 grams each, which is actually a decrease of 37.8% of the original 45 gram weight that the website says they should weigh. This one is 29 grams, which is actually a reduction of 35.6%. However, this one, 27 grams, which is a reduction from the pre-cooking weight of 40%. 40? I mean, that's not that far off half. Where is that weight going? That is massive. I mean, can we assume because it's bent? Look, there's a notch missing there. That some of it just fell off. But even so, on average, these burgers lost 37.8% of their pre-cooking weight. That's more than the quarter pounders. The quarter pounders have more to lose as well. So where is all the weight going? Is it because they're a bit thinner? They're not as thick? There's more to lose, like it's all being squished out? I don't know where that... I didn't expect this at all. I expected something along the lines of the supermarket, 26% or something like that, but yeah, it's not far off double. Yeah. Wow. Colour me surprised. I'm really quite surprised by this. Didn't expect that at all. I of course expected there to be a decrease in weight, purely based off of the last video. And we know it only takes common sense to realise that a burger is not going to weigh as much after you've cooked it as it's going to before. It's going to lose water, it's going to lose fat, it's going to have bits break off of it. But that much? Like, that's a lot. That is a hell of a lot. So our quarter pounder friend, yeah, lost thereabouts, slightly less than a quarter. That's not too bad. However, our Big Mac friend over there, which is probably the most famous burger that McDonald's do, lost almost 40% of its original weight. Now, it is worth pointing out that on McDonald's own website it does say that their beef patties contain approximately 20% naturally occurring fat. So we can expect that more fat is going to drain out of those burgers during the cooking process, but does that account for such a hefty loss? So does that mean the quality of the meat is just not quite as good as that 5% supermarket beef mince? And they claim that there's just beef mince, salt and pepper in their burgers, and we've got no reason to believe that isn't true. So it must be down to the fat content. But that's not to say that they're not delicious, because even though they have lost so much weight, McDonald's burgers are just nice. They are pretty good. You can't deny that. I mean, they're not for everyone, but they're certainly for me. And will this put me off having McDonald's in the future? No. For the sake of what effectively is about 10% compared to the supermarket beef mince, no. However, it does raise questions. How consistently and accurately do they weigh them pre-cooking? Because in theory, they should all weigh about the same, but there's like 3 grams difference in some of these burgers. So why is that? That's, when you think about it, that's quite a lot. That 3 grams is a lot when it comes to food. So where is that going? Where's that gone? I'm not sure. And I'm hoping someone can tell me, because it doesn't really matter. It's all nice. But there's got to be some answers out there somewhere. I just don't know what they are. But thank you very much for watching my odyssey into McDonald's burgers and those missing grams. It's certainly been an adventure. If you have any other ideas for videos like this, then do hit me up. I would be definitely interested to see how other things compare. It doesn't necessarily need to be supermarkets or fast food burgers. It could be anything. So chuck your old suggestions in the comments or on social media. Links are below. Or if you want to support the show on Patreon, I'd be very, very grateful. It will help me to make videos like this and my week-ons. Yes, I've got a different background. I'll go into details as to why in an upcoming video. But thank you very much for tuning in. It's been eye-opening. And now I'm going to eat these, even though I've been manhandling them. I'm just going to resent the fact that I'm about 3 grams missing.